Welcome to Amplify Science. This video will walk you through the basics of how to teach with the digital experience of the curriculum. Once you are in your lesson, the Teach button is how you launch the lesson slides. The tab that opens when you click Teach is your Teacher's Guide tab. In the Teacher's Guide tab, you'll see an image of the lesson's first slide, your teacher notes, and along the bottom, thumbnail images of all of the other slides in the lesson. You'll also see a button labeled Start Class at the bottom. Upon clicking Start Class, you'll be prompted to choose a class section. Doing so will start the slides for your students. This is the Presentation tab, and it allows you to project the slides without showing all of your teacher information. At this point, you'll have three tabs open: the Amplify Curriculum, where the lesson brief is located, the Teacher's Guide tab, which has your instructions and other notes, and the Presentation tab, which is what you are projecting to students. The Teacher's Guide tab and the Presentation tab talk to one another. You can advance slides directly in the Presentation tab by hovering over the purple bar at the bottom of the screen and clicking the purple right arrow. You can also select a slide to present from the thumbnails, and it will switch to that slide. This will also update the slide on the Teacher Guide tab. The slide that is being shown in the Presentation tab will always have a purple border around it in the Teacher Guide tab. You can also advance to the next slide from within your Teacher Guide tab by clicking this purple arrow. You don't have to move sequentially. You can scroll through the slides and skip the presentation to any slide in the deck. To do that, select the desired slide within the tray at the bottom of the screen, then hit Present. If you wanted to preview upcoming slides or refer back to previous ones without changing what you're presenting, you'd simply forego clicking Present. The first slide of the lesson will always contain valuable information about the lesson, as well as links to any additional resources related to the lesson, such as possible responses, and a link to the lesson's printable notebook pages. You can also find tips on teaching with Interactive Classroom here. The next slide will be a divider slide, indicating that the slides that follow it belong to the first activity of the lesson. There will always be a divider slide like this one between activities, so that it is easy for you to see where and how the lesson is broken up. If there are any teacher support notes associated with an activity, they will be linked for you within the Notes portion of the divider slide. When present, teacher support notes contain pedagogical insights into the activity, such as rationale, science notes, suggestions for going further, and more. As we move forward in the lesson, you can see that this Teacher Guide tab always has the slide and teacher notes in it. Sometimes the slides will be interactive, like this one that features a digital book. Digital versions of the unit's student books are embedded within the slides. These books have read aloud functionality and allow you to turn the page. You'll see these appear at point of use whenever students are expected to read or reference a book. You'll also see simulations and science practice tools embedded in the slides when necessary. To model their use for students, you can interact with the sims and science practice tools within the Presentation tab. When audio or video clips are called for, it works similarly. They'll be embedded in the slides, and you'll use your Presentation tab to interact with it, playing and pausing as needed. Notebook pages are also digital. These are the same pages from the Print Student Investigation Notebook, but they are accessible digitally for both you and your students. If you'd like to model filling out the notebook page for your students, you can do so using the Presentation tab. In your Teacher's Guide tab, when you click this three dots menu, you'll see some feature options. The first option in the three dots menu is Presentation Sync. When you start class, Presentation Sync will automatically be turned on. This means that student screens are tethered to the slide that you are presenting. If you turn Presentation Sync off, students have the ability to scroll between all of the slides. But you can narrow down which slides they can access using the Select Student Slides setting button that appears once you turn Presentation Sync off. When you select Student Slides, you'll be able to select the range of slides that you want students to be able to access, and then you can further refine it from there. The slides to which you grant them access do not have to be consecutive. The next option in the three dots menu is Student View. Clicking Student View will open up an additional tab that shows you what your students' Amplify screens look like. This is helpful if you want to take a look at what students will be seeing, or if you want to test out the pacing permissions you've set. Next, there's a button to assign this lesson. This is just an additional way to assign the lesson. The last option, Get Lesson Slides, gives you an alternate way to get to the Google Slides to edit and republish back into Amplify if you'd like. To learn more about the student experience while using the platform, as well as how to navigate as a teacher, check out the other 2 videos in the series. If you have questions or need help, you can always click the orange chat button to talk to a member of our support team.